Hello and welcome. I hope this message finds you well. I want to start today's video by talking about why spiritual principles are so important. Spiritual principles are simple concepts that can become incredibly powerful tools of transformation. They help us to realize the best version of ourselves and live the best life we possibly can. We become able to handle any challenge we face with dignity and grace. Most of all, we develop a sense of happiness, peace, and contentment that will endure through even the darkest moments of our lives. Spiritual principles are universal. Anyone can make use of them. There are no strings attached or hoops to jump through. There is no requirement to believe in any set ideas or philosophy. However, if you already do have a belief system that is working for you, they will still work just as well. If using spiritual principles to build a better life for yourself sounds like something that you would like to learn more about, click on the subscribe button so you can stay up to date with my future videos. Alright, so let's jump into today's topic, the spiritual principle of surrender. I'm going to go over what it is and isn't, the benefits we can gain from practicing it, and how we can apply it to our lives. Now, in today's society, the word surrender often comes with a negative connotation because of how it is usually used. This is a definition of surrender found in Merriam-Webster. To yield to the power, control, or possession of another upon compulsion or demand. To give up completely or agree to forego especially in favor of another. To give oneself up into the power of another, especially as a prisoner. To give oneself over to something such as an influence. This is a definition that as a society we are most familiar with. It is usually used in the context of a conflict, and it is generally associated with defeat and giving up. This is not the concept of surrender that I suggest using as a spiritual practice. Here is another definition of surrender, which is found in the Cambridge Dictionary. If you surrender to an experience or emotion, you stop trying to prevent it or control it. Now, this definition is more appropriate for the concept of surrender I'm going to be talking about. When we practice this kind of surrender, we let go of resisting or trying to control reality. The first step is to become aware that we are struggling against reality, and that this struggle is causing us to suffer. Once this is accomplished, we now have the choice to surrender. To get the best results, we will need to put our egos aside and make this choice on the deepest emotional level that we are able. Again, I want to stress that surrender does not mean giving up. It's more like changing strategies. We may want to consider if what we're struggling against is worth our time and effort, or if there's even any possible way to achieve the outcome we want. The reason I mentioned this twice is so we can avoid falling into an attitude of learned helplessness. If we get stuck in this state of mind, reality seems to be constantly defeating us and forcing us to give up. It becomes hard to see any path to success. By practicing the spiritual version of surrender, we can find a different path to success or a different kind of victory in situations that previously seemed hopeless. Surrender and acceptance go hand in hand. The more we are able to accept reality as it is, the less we feel we need to struggle against reality. The less we struggle against reality, the more we are able to accept reality as it is. All the spiritual principles work like this. The more we learn about and practice one, the stronger our foundation gets and the better we are able to practice them all. Surrender also ties heavily into letting go, especially letting go of control. We need to let go of the things that are out of our control and focus on what we can choose, our own actions and attitude. Once we learn to let go, we start to realize the things we are trying to control were ultimately always out of our control. As we grow spiritually, the need to feel like we have to control everything will lessen. I will be going more into letting go in my next video, so stay tuned. Because everyone's individual circumstances differ, I can't tell you how to apply surrender to your specific life situations. Those are questions that you will have to answer for yourself. What I can do is share the tools that will help you to find solutions. Learning how to use these tools will empower you to be able to solve your own problems. There are two main parts to this process. These are self-examination and intentional change. There are many methods of self-examination. Some of these include journaling, daily inventories, reflection, mindfulness, meditation, and spiritual literature. Start trying these out and use a method or combination of methods that work for you. The process of self-examination will help to reveal what areas of our lives we need to practice surrender in. Once we know what those areas are, we can start changing our actions and our attitude. When it comes to changing specific actions, again, this is not something that I will be able to spell out for you. It is something that you need to learn to do for yourself. But a good tool to help you figure these things out is Wise Mind. This is the process of figuring out what you want to do emotionally and what you think you should do logically. The goal is to find a balance and learn which side of yourself to listen to and when. When we start taking positive action to change our lives, our attitude will slowly and naturally start to follow suit. However, it is also necessary to look at our attitude itself. We want to figure out what our core beliefs and values are and become aware of the thought patterns that repeat themselves again and again. It's important to look at the thoughts and feelings that lead us to act the way we do and to start changing the things we no longer want to hold on to. Okay, so here's a few tips to keep in mind. Learning to practice spiritual principles is a process. It takes time. We all make mistakes, so the process can sometimes be messy. The important part is that we learn from our mistakes so we can do better next time. When we realize that we have wandered off course, we can always make the choice to renew our commitment to practicing spiritual principles at any time. Learning to live a more spiritually based life is more of an art than an exact science. There is no one set way that is going to work for everyone. Sometimes we will need to adapt to changing circumstances and improvise when the unexpected happens. Don't set the expectation that practicing these principles will eliminate all pain and difficulty from your life. That's not going to happen. The goal is to learn how to handle these unavoidable aspects of life in a way that will benefit us. Also, don't set the expectation on yourself to become perfect. We are just aiming for slow, steady improvement. Besides, you are already enough as you are. Any improvement from here is just icing on the cake. Alright, that's it. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you took something with it that will help you on your journey. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video and subscribe if you want to learn more about spiritual principles. Feel free to share this video with your friends. I have included an abbreviated transcript in the description if you would rather post that. Whatever gets the message out there, as I truly believe that anyone can benefit from the practice of spiritual principles, and through their application, we can create a better world. I want to give a special thanks to my friends who have supported the channel so far. Until next time, fellow travelers, I wish you all well on your journeys.